After Jack's big arrival in our last episode, I know looking at tires is a little odd, but that's something that has to happen today because the race boat needs tires and I am not going to move it until I get tires on it. So it means I can't even take it up to the tire place to have tires done. Check this out. I ain't going to have that happen to me, that's for sure. So the whole carcass is separating from it. It's just destroyed. So it's tire day for the race boat so we can actually do other things. I'm hoping this new $45 purchase is going to be the savior here. These torsion trailers are a real pain in the ass, if you know what I mean. So alright, still a little breezy out here today. Just back from our second trip, using our spare tire. It needs a little extra air in that, that's for sure. But I am highly impressed with this. I don't even know what to call it. What should we call it? Made in China. I don't know. I gotta say, I'm highly impressed with this step thing I got from Amazon. It's been sitting out here about an hour and a half, and it's sun's beating right on it, and it's about 85 degrees out, and it's black. If it was going to soften up and crush, you think it would do it by now. But it's at least good for an hour and a half, which could be critical on the side of the road. I'm going to go ahead and slap some tires on here and get this project over with. Alright, our trans eagles are installed. Did you hear that? Alright, whatever. Yeah, new rubber for the race boat here. That way we don't have to worry about it taking a slide across some highway somewhere. And as I said before, a few videos ago, they are E-rated, so it's another step up. Makes them a little harder, but I got these torsion axles which smooth that ride out anyway. I think we're all set. Well, it sounds like Jack's home. It's time to do some urban exploring. We're gonna figure out what's inside this boat. Well, it's a little loud over here right now. My neighbor's mowing his lawn, and I can't complain about that. We did find 5 exhaust tips. Interesting. Whole bunch of other little stuff. And the most important find for me is the windshield frame. Right, Jack?
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
That's what we needed.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and sweep some of this mess out. That's pretty much what we're up to right now. Figuring out what's here and what doesn't belong here. Jack already he-manned the 2 trees out. One of them happened to be poison oak.
Don't tell the environmentalists.
Uh-oh.
They won't be happy.
Environmental terrorist over there. And then we'll kind of come in here and butcher everything up with wire snips and screw guns and hammers.
And some elbow grease.
Elbow grease. I have no clue where all these blue jays are from. Yeah, now with the windshield on, or sitting there, it's starting to look like a Nova 19 now. Lots of cleanup left to do. We got out the leaf blower and the shop vac, blew it out, vacuumed it out, finding some good things, finding some bad. But it's getting dark and we got to clean up. We're off to another day here, and sadly, like the way most days start, it's nothing really exciting. We have all this mess. This is the old motor box for the twin motors in Allmand, and we're not using any of it. Now normally I would keep everything. I have this philosophy: you keep everything until it's in the water for a week, and then you decide whether you want to get rid of it or not. In this case, there's nothing here. I mean, we're not using any of this. There's just no way, because we're not going to have twin motors for that matter. So why waste all the space? But in the getting rid of this, it's not just like, hey, okay, we're not using that, throw it in a dump. Because if you look here, we have all of this stainless stripping, even this latch. I know you can go to Perco and buy a new latch, and it looks exactly like that. But you know what? It's not the same size. And I'd almost rather send this guy out to be re-chromed if it fit the actual slot than to fix the whole slot to put a new one in. So we're going to take this guy, we're going to get all these stainless steel screws. I know, again, it sounds very cheap. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. It all starts adding up. And probably the $1.50 worth of electricity that I'm going to use with my power drill over here makes it all worth it. So don't just, blindly throw things away. This is where you start saving money, because I'm telling you, the real people who make all the money in boating restores are the fastener guys. The people who make screws, nuts, and bolts. You're going to buy stainless everything, and it adds up, adds up, adds up, adds up. And before you know it, you're looking at bills that are hundreds and hundreds of dollars just for screws and bolts and nuts. So do yourself a favor when you're like clearing through a boat, make sure you get everything of value back. Okay, in less time than it would take to go to a Home Depot, let's total up our booty here. We got some couple barrel locks, a bunch of these latches. As I said, they could be re-chromed. Actually, the barrel locks would probably just polish up. There's not anything really wrong with them. And as I said before, if you need that size, that's the size you need. Got ourselves a couple motor mounts here. I figure about $18 to $20 worth of bolts. Got about, I don't know, 12, 14 feet of piano hinge. Got all this strapping. I don't know what it's for. Why anybody would ever use this stuff on a boat. I mean, this stuff is like machetes sitting there. About 150 of these screws. About 50 of those screws. Along with a few other things. Got these lag bolts here, stainless. Of course, you start adding all this stuff up. All these bolts are miscellaneous bolts. Like these guys here, they look terrible, but they'll polish up. They're kind of these old school upholstery bolts, and they're really hard to find. It's just something else kind of leaked on them, basically, as it rusted. Same with all these, hose clamps here. They're all basically just been leaked on. I mean, like that one. That stuff just wipes right off. Couple pieces I'm going to keep in the box over there. Even got ourselves some leftover tools. I think them vice grips may have seen better days. We'll see. I'm going to bang them on the floor a few times, but these channel locks work fine. Really don't see anything that could go wrong with this chipping hammer there. So far, so good. As I said, get every penny you can of value out before you throw it away. Well, lots of noise today between the wind and people mowing their lawns before it rains here. I thought I'd sneak in a little more destruction. Everything must go. All the way down to fiberglass, and maybe even a little bit of that too.
Yeah. You didn't say cut the dashboard out, or?
No, I said cut all the wires out, get everything pulled out you can. Start pulling it all out from back behind the dashboard, everything. I want all of it gone. The only thing that should be there is the pieces that are in the dash.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. I misheard you then.
Cut all that shit down if you have to. And like I said, cut the dashboard free, rip all that stuff down from the dashboard. It's all going in the trash. Everything's going in the trash.
Gotcha. It still don't fit.
Possible. It's metric and standard.
It's too big. I grabbed the biggest from both, and they're still. It's like putting a small shirt on an XL.
The biggest ones in there don't fit on them?
No.
What the hell? It's ½ inch.
They got that extra layer of rust.
Alright, we're in a bit of a hurry here because it's about to get dark. Got a lot of stuff out. About 2 trash cans worth. It's trash night. And a bunch of stuff in the truck to take to the dump. But you're not going to be able to see anything in there, which is actually pretty good because last time we looked in this hole, there's nothing but wiring and a whole bunch of cabling and crap hanging all over the place. So we are going to be able to attack it again tomorrow. Just trying to get ourselves down to a blank slate. Today is tire day for the race day. And the most important find for me, here comes an airplane. It's been like the first one day we've had airplanes. Fly, little airplane, fly. Okay, here we go.